Ladies and gentlemen, now today I wanted to debut my very first draft of a heavily requested video guide, and I've been putting off this guide for like a couple of years, and I really wish I'd done it sooner, man, because I sat down and started working on this yesterday, and I've had a lot of fun, man. I've done 12 pages of this guide now, and that is Seatin's Ultimate Synergy Guide 2019, and I say this is a first draft because it's a guide. When it's completed, it's probably going to be about 50 to 100 pages long. Like, there are a lot of additional sections I really like to do for this guide, looking at each individual character and kind of the best team synergy for that champion. But for now, I got three kind of core sections to this guide, and I'll quickly give you guys an overview before talking through various teams and setups. So I've got general setups for any champion. So this is stuff like the Mutant crit team, Nick Fury teams for evade, Heindel cheat death teams, double cheat death teams, and then I've got a section on the core trinities and all of the benefits that different champions gain in that trinity, because I think trinities are a really important aspect for a lot of people. Especially when you look at content like Alliance Quest, Alliance War. So we've got the Holy Trinity, the Flaming Trinity, the Quantum Trinity, the Corvis Trinity, the Royal Trinity, the Omega Trinity, and finally the Killmonger Trinity, which is a bit more of a flexible one because there's a lot of stuff you can do with that, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And then finally the section on champion-specific synergies. Now, my goal in the future with this one is to expand on every single champion and talk about some best synergy options, so highlight some core synergies and suggested teams. But right now I'm only talking about champions that really do have that kind of like icon next to them on the tier list, that they benefit from synergies and can be taken to a much higher level with certain synergies. So stuff like the Spider-Gwen and Venom synergy, the Thing synergies, Human Torch, we've got Iron Man Infinity War, a whole section on Captain America Infinity War and his awakened ability and how that synergizes, a bit on Night Thrasher as well, Captain Marvel, Thor Ragnarok, Mephisto, and also Sentry. So yeah, I've worked really hard on this, man, over the last few days, but again, it's something that is a draft really at the moment, because there's a lot more I want to do. There's about 150 champions in the game now, and there's so much depth when it comes to all sorts of team synergies. So if there are any like team synergies that are your personal favorite, or you want me to look into or look at adding to this guide, put them in the comment section below, because I wanted to like throw that out there, because there's always going to be some stuff that I'm going to miss out of a guide like this. So I thought like throwing it out to the community when it's in kind of a fairly good state at the moment would be a way for this guide to expand and grow and get more insight from players, you know, of all different tiers. So yeah, I thought that would be a pretty good thing to do. But also one website I really do want to highlight for synergies, if you're looking to do a little bit of research, and this website has been my favorite. Again, I've mentioned it a few times, but Aunt May is absolutely amazing. If you want to see like any champion synergies, so for example, if we go to who do we want to go to, like a random champion who's got a lot of synergies, Hulk that has, you can bring out a big old list of that champion's synergies, but also it tells you every champion that has a synergy with Hulk as well. So Aunt May is just amazing for doing all sorts of research if you want to look into champion synergies and all of the ones available. But this guide to synergies kind of aims to highlight the ones that I consider to be the most useful, the most relevant. And these are all teams that I play for various videos that I incorporate around kind of buffing up certain champions. So yeah, we're gonna get started, man. So first off, we have the Mutant crit team here. This is probably one of the most OG staples of Marvel Contest of Champions. It's one of the best all-around teams, just for crit rating, crit damage, a bit of attack, a bit more mutant special damage as well. And it's the combination of Storm, Magneto, Wolverine, Cyclops, or the other Cyclops, but ideally you want to use the red villain version. And then we got the Spider-Verse crit and attack team. So this has a lot of additional crit rating, a bit of crit damage, 17% increased attack, a little bit more attack and health for symbiotes, and a 5% chance to perfect block. And this one with Venom, Electro, Miles, and Spider-Man. You can use it again with any champion, but if you slot in kind of a symbiote champion or a Spider-Verse hero or villain, a lot of those characters can just synergize even further with this team. So yeah, this one's great for a lot of Spider-Man related characters, and this month, man, there's a lot of them being dished out. Now, this is personally one of my favorite teams just for general like rank up and gameplay and champion exploration videos, which is the Nick Fury attack and evade. So it's Nick Fury with Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket. So Nick Fury and Ant-Man gives you the 3 guaranteed evade charges and also 10% attack from heroes, but also both one of these each of these champions has a 6% attack node, so it gives you even more base attack there. And the guaranteed evade charges from Nick Fury are absolutely game-changing. I love these evade charges. They are so valuable. They're pretty much like 3 safety nets for each fight. So yeah, these charges, man, are just so incredibly valuable. And I love them for all sorts of characters, man. They really do help if you're going to mess up to a special attack, if you're going to get hit by a basic attack, just avoiding all of that damage. And if you don't want the attack, Nick Fury, Quake, or Ant-Man, you know, that's a bit of a 2-champion combo just to get the 3 guaranteed evade charges and also plus 10% attack for heroes. And this is available on 3-star version of Nick Fury and above. So even a 3-star Nick Fury, man, he's going to do the job and give you those evade charges there. So he is a fantastic time. And then we've got the Heindel cheat def. So Heindel, just by himself, if you weren't already aware, gives a cheat def synergy to his entire team aside from himself. So once per fight, when your champion would be knocked out, you gain indestructible and unstoppable for 2 seconds, and if you are a skilled player, this can allow you to come back. But also it can be paired with additional synergies. You can also add in like Nick Fury as well for triple evade and also cheat def and the attack for heroes. You also have the double cheat def plus 15% Fury synergy, and this is combining Heimdall with the Hela and also Angela synergy. So the Hela and Angela one works a little bit weird, but for certain champions it is really good. So it gives you a 100% chance to instantly regain 20% of your health just before you're knocked out. So it's like an additional cheat def that just instantly puts you at 20%. However, the chance is reduced by 20% for each champion alive. So providing your last character is the only one alive, it's guaranteed. But as more and more of your champions die, the chance increases more and more. None of these champions are bad to have on a team, but for certain characters like Nick Fury and Thing, and we'll talk about Thing in a little bit more detail in a bit, this is a very essential synergy. Then we have the Trinity section. So first up, we've got the Holy Trinity of Blade, Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, and also Ghost Rider. So from this Trinity, Blade's Danger Sense will affect all villain champions and also gain plus 45% potency. So this affects the attack and also the ability accuracy reduction. So good for Blade. Also, Ghost Rider gets a plus 50% chance to place judgments. So all of his judgments are pretty much guaranteed. It's a game changer. It makes Ghost Rider much more enjoyable to play. And Spider-Man starts the fight with 3 poised charges. So it just makes him, you know, a little bit quicker, a little bit easier to ramp up there. So yeah, very effective Trinity for all sorts of content. And then we have the Flaming Trinity of Domino, Massacre, and also Red Hulk. So Domino, all debuffs will last 1 second longer, plus the heavy attacks you fire off inflict Incinerate equal to the damage dealt by the heavy, and this damage is massive, man. If you have a look at the Domino gameplay on the channel, like, it's just absolutely disgusting how much damage you can get off that Incinerate. And again, it's like 1 second longer as well, so the debuff affects like your parry stun, your random stuns, your bleeds. So this Trinity is mainly to like really power up Domino, but also it's very nice for Massacre because he gains 1 to 5 ignition charges at the start of the fight, and also when ignited expires as well. So this means it's just easier to get into the, kind of that bat ignition state, and that's where you're dealing the big damage with Massacre. And then finally you got Red Hulk, who starts the fight with 2 heat charges, and the special 2 is going to heal 18% more and cost 1 less heat charge as well. So some nice bonuses from Red Hulk and Massacre, but out of that Trinity, man, Domino is just the dominant one by far, but Red Hulk can be really good for a lot of Mystic matchups. And then we got the Quantum Trinity of Ant-Man, Wasp, and Ghost. So all champions gain plus 25% attack, a little bit of crit rating, and also a little bit of armor as well. And then Ghost gains plus 15% attack for each buff on her, and the special attacks on Ghost are unblockable while phasing. And this one is really good once you become a skilled player, because if you dash back to phase and then fire off the special 2, it's unblockable, it's all going to crit, and you just absolutely destroy the opponent. Wasp doesn't really have much benefit. Her counter sting is Never disabled when Wasp is below 20% health, which is not really that useful in almost any scenario, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we've got Ant-Man's one, which plus 15% attack for each debuff on the opponent, and also when he glances, he gains 25% increased damage for 12 seconds, and this can stack, so if you block like Winter Soldier Special 2, take a load of bullet hits, you can gain like a really, really big fury from it. So yeah, that Trinity does a lot for Ghost and also a lot for Ant-Man. Not really too much for Wasp, but you know, it's nice for the additional attack rating there. And then we got the Corvis Trinity. So this one is mainly to give like Corvus permanent True Strike, because using a special or heavy to knock down an opponent that is evaded or auto blocked will give him True Strike as a permanent buff for the rest of the mission. Just allows him to ignore evade and auto block, so this is very popular for stuff like Alliance War and certain quests as well. Also Proxima True Accuracy increases attack by 15% while active, so it's a nice little bonus to Proxima there, and also her Awakened ability, the Ultimate Mission, the combo requirement goes down from 100 to 75 hits, so that can be quite nice. And Nebula will start the fight with 10 electroshock charges, so that makes Nebula a little bit more bursty potentially, but if you can intercept well, it just allows you to fire off a very nice special 2 once you can get there. But again, this one is mainly for Corvus, and if you want a bit more attack in this team synergy, you can swap out Nebula for Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange is going to trigger an attack bonus from both Proxima and also Corvus. So yeah, some really solid benefit there overall. And then we have the Royal Trinity of Medusa, Black Bolt, and also Karnak. So all champions gain plus 25% attack and 12% health as a passive at the start of the fight. Medusa, Living Strands, her Fury buffs can go up to 6, and heavy attacks can inflict up to 4 permanent armor breaks. This is mainly kind of having the benefit of the 6 Fury, gives her a lot more bonus attack, and also more time where you have like 3+ Fury buffs, so you've got a bit more of a safety net with her auto block, and yeah, just more damage overall, man. It's a really, really nice synergy for Medusa there. The armor breaks, they aren't really needed just because it's really easy to armor shatter on Medusa. Black Bolt's got a solid benefit, but it's very rare that you see anything over like a 3 or 4 star Black Bolt, because the 6-star Awakened version is very difficult to get your hands on. Black Bolt from his Awakened ability can generate permanent cruelty and fury by landing critical hits on the opponent, and finally Karnak becomes focused 35% faster, and True Strike is going to last 35% longer. So if you've got the synergy, man, Medusa is just by far the most powerful of all the characters. Like Black Bolt and Karnak, they're all right, but they are very much in the shadow of Medusa because she is such an insane champion. And then you've got the Omega Red Trinity. So some versions of this are often used in Alliance War by players who really do enjoy playing Omega Red, and the core synergy really for Omega is like either Sabretooth, or you can use Deadpool as well, but Sabretooth is a much better champion to have on your team in comparison to Deadpool X-Force for the majority of players. So Omega Red, the big synergy here is you get 35% faster rate to inflict death spores on the opponent, and also they take 30% longer to expire as well, so you apply them faster and they decay slower. Also Sabretooth gains a 30% chance for basic claw hits to inflict bleed, dealing 40% attack as damage over 4 seconds. And then if you have the Killmonger synergy as well, inflicting a debuff is going to reduce opponent's ability accuracy by 100% for 0.7 seconds. So every time you apply a debuff, you've got an ability accuracy reduction for the best part of a second there, which can help you get through nodes like Masochism and all sorts of fun stuff in certain matchups like Magic's Limbo. So yeah, that can be a very, very useful synergy for all sorts. But also if you have Void, he gains a bit more debuff damage, and Killmonger is going to gain plus 30% power rate when hitting opponents that are suffering from a debuff if he's paired with Sabretooth there. So there are some options, you know, depending on what utility you want to bring to the table, but you can just have like a Mega and Sabretooth and just like any other champion you want. But the synergies between Sabretooth and Killmonger, they're pretty nice for each other, so he does slot in quite nicely there. And Void is just a nice one to have for a little bit more death field damage, and you know, Void is just a beyond god tier, really valuable champion there. And then we've got the Killmonger Trinity, so there's a lot you can do depending on what you want from Killmonger. So if you pair him with Void, you have a chance to purify debuff and instantly regenerate 4% health, and this can be quite useful for a little bit of like Axe 6.2 cheese. Also 30% power rate when hitting into the opponents that are suffering from a debuff. That's the Sabertooth one. You have a chance to, a guaranteed chance to activate True Strike when intercepting an opponent's dash attack, if you've been paired with Winter Soldier, and if you're paired with Black Panther Civil War, Killmonger is going to start the fight with 3 of his indestructible and counterpunch charges. And the benefits other champions get with being paired in this synergy: Void regenerates 1% health when inflicting an intimidating presence debuff, and this one can be great for sustainability. It was very popular a while ago for Alliance War, and I think some people still use Void with Killmonger for that regen, man, because especially on like a maxed out like 5-star or 6-star Void, like 1% is a lot of health to regenerate per debuff active. Per debuff applied to the opponent, so it can be quite nice there. Sabertooth again has the ability accuracy reduction, and Black Panther, he gains increased power rate from the Killmonger Sabertooth synergy, and also parries provide plus 30% fury buff for 15 seconds. That is not the most useful one. Mainly the Black Panther synergy is just used for the indestructible and counter punch with Killmonger there. But yeah, that is it when it comes to the trinities, man. So again, if there are any trinities that you really like that we've missed off, please do leave them in the comments section below. Then finally, we're going to blitz through the champion-specific synergies. So first up, we got the Spider-Gwen and Venom one. So this one gives Spider-Gwen like 60% more attack when she's got all of her charges, so it's a lot more damage for Spider-Gwen. Very, very important if you are a hardcore Spider-Gwen player to get the most out of her. And then we got the Thing one, which is a bit of a write-up here. So like essentially, if you want to play Thing, you've got to have like Heimdel, the champion, Angela, and also Hela for like the triple cheat death synergy, where you can gain like massive fury off the champion one, and you want to make sure they're ordered right, and then you heal up with the Hela and Angela one, and then you cheat death again if you need it as like a final emergency backup with Heimdel. And this one's very fun to play, so I suggest watching some Thing gameplay videos and kind of reading up on all this if you want to check that one out. But that is going to enhance Thing by like, you know, 10 times, man. He's so good when you play him efficiently like that. And then we got the Human Torch synergy. So the one with Thing is quite important for allowing his heat and temperature to increase faster while charging a heavy attack, and also immediately beginning with 2 smolder passives. So his heat is going to decay, or his temperature is going to decay a little bit slower as well. And having like Nick Fury or Quake and Ant-Man on the team gives also the 3 guaranteed evade charges. So you can like dash back from your opponent, you can charge a heavy attack, very quickly get to 20 temperature, and then really lay into your opponent for like max Human Torch damage. So if you haven't watched any gameplay, man, I definitely like check out the 5-star Human Torch one that we've done. But that's just, you know, explaining all of that stuff. The Iron Man Infinity War one with Stealth Suit Spider-Man is very important for Iron Man Infinity War. If you want to get big damage out of him, like, it just makes him so much easier to play and stack up the plasma. So I've got kind of a video example gameplay showcase of that one, because a lot of these, they're very quirky synergies, so I wanted to add some like video showcases in, linking to some of the videos that we've done on the channel. And this is explaining all about Captain America Infinity War's awakened ability and all the various effects that happen depending on the classes that you have on his team. So tech, you have what is it there, the Petrify, the potential heal reversal there. Cosmic is the armor break. Science is the weakness. Now if you have all 3 of these debuffs and points in the Despair Mastery, it's very easy to reverse healing, and that's the video example gameplay showcase there against Realm Legends Wolverine. And if you haven't watched that video, you should, because it is really disgusting, man. It's a really, really good video. And finally, just talking about the other effects, the skill one, a chance to consume kinetic charges to purify debuffs. Mystic, you gain kinetic charges each time a buff expires or is nullified on the opponent. And finally, the Mutant one, which I missed off here. Type in the word Mutant, 100% chance on triggering a special attack to gain a 1 kinetic charge back. So yeah, depending on the scenario, man, any of those could be quite useful. Then we got the Night Thrasher synergies with Guillotine, Punisher, or Moon Knight for the bleeds on medium attacks and also crits, and this can really help to enhance his damage a fair bit. The Captain Marvel one, which increases the duration of binary ignition charges when you're ignited by 1 second. So this is huge for her damage output there. Then we got all the Thor Ragnarok synergies. These just add a load of additional attack and also a reduction on the hits required to gain your kind of big power flood there. So yeah, all of these can give him 175% more attack rating, along with a bit more of a frequent power gain there. But again, that's really only for the Thor Ragnarok lovers out there. Very similar story with Mephisto as well. We have all these synergies which give him like an increased chance to trigger Aura of Incineration on basic attacks, more attack rating per charge, more energy damage, and also the ability to regain the first soul spent to trigger his soul imprisonment. So yeah, that one could be great if you are a lover of Mephisto. And finally, the Sentry one with the Champion and Aegon, which gives you attack rating and also crit rate and crit damage rate for each reality warp. So it gives you up to like 60% additional attack along with 1000 crit and crit damage rating. So all this combined, man, can be a pretty good time there. But there we go, lads. That is all I've done so far on the Ultimate Guide to Champion Synergies 2019, and I just want to, you know, say that this is a work in progress. It's something that I really want to work on building the rest of the year and updating on a monthly basis and kind of seeing the feedback from the Marvel Contest of Champions community. But it's a big task to tackle, man. There's a lot of research to do, a lot of writing to do, but hopefully you enjoyed today's video and a skim over the synergies in Marvel Contest of Champions, the ones that I love, the ones that I use quite frequently. So yeah, if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button and also share this video with your alliance. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.